Negropeans out here keep telling you that violence isn't the answer and that we should stop burning down our communities.
Because burning your own stuff never works. It didn't work in LA. It didn't work in Newark. It doesn't work because we hurting each other. That's our neighborhoods. That's our stuff.
First of all, don't believe the hype. We've never burned down our communities. We burned down the businesses that's in our communities. It's not our communities that we're burning down. We're burning down the businesses of death and doom and destruction that are in black communities all over America. That's what's getting burned down. These Negropeans keep telling you that violence isn't the answer. I beg your pardon.
Or destroying property is not the answer.
Those acts of violence cannot and will not be condoned.
Violence is always the answer for Europeans and Negropeans. Wasn't violence the answer in Germany? Wasn't violence the answer in Korea? In Vietnam? In Iraq? Wasn't violence the answer in Afghanistan and Syria? Violence is the answer all over the world to them. But when it comes to what's going on right here, the injustices that have been happening for hundreds of years to the indigenous people, violence ain't the answer. If violence wasn't the answer, you wouldn't even have America. They wouldn't even have stolen America from the indigenous people. They did it violently. Your ancestors would have never been enslaved. That was the result of violence. Black Wall Street burned down, result of violence. So violence is always the answer for them. But they want to convince you that it's never the answer for you.
Those acts of violence cannot and will not be condoned.
They said violence never solved anything. Ask Nat Turner if violence ever solved anything. Ask Toussaint, Christophe, and Dessalines the Ferocious if violence ever solved anything. Ask Harriet Tubman, who also led armed raids against the enemy. Sojourner Truth, armed patrols. The order was shoot to kill. Violence is the response to violence. In fact, if there was no violence that occurred in Ferguson, we wouldn't even be in Ferguson. How many black men have been killed all across America? Just since August.
Those acts of violence cannot and will not be condoned.
Think about it now. All across America. And most of us don't even know about it. When I shared the shooting, death by a police officer that happened about 3 or 4 weeks ago, right here in the chocolate suburbs of Washington, D.C.,
a man is dead in Suitland after a confrontation with a Prince George's County deputy. This happened after the deputy responded to a domestic violence call in the 2300 block of Houston Street. Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell is live there tonight. And Brad, I understand the man who was killed was unarmed at the time.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Scott. And that's why people in this neighborhood are telling us they just don't understand how and why this could have happened. The man shot and killed by a sheriff's deputy. One deputy, a 4-year veteran, now on leave, did open fire. The man died hours later. No gun was found on him or in the home.
They didn't have to shoot him. That's my thing. They didn't have to shoot him. Sad.
Most of y'all never heard that. And y'all got stuff that went on in your town that we never heard. Little Tamir, 12 years old. They saying he looked like he was 20. The person that called it in said that the gun looked like a toy. But you saying that trained police officers didn't think, man, that gun kind of looked like a toy. And did Tamir point the gun at the police officers? Why the fuck did they kill Tamir? If violence is not the answer.
One of our officers fired 2 shots, striking the young man.
The 12-year-old boy?
Yes.
Apparently the boy did not point the gun at officers. Did he threaten the officers?
No.
He didn't threaten officers at all with the gun?
There was no verbal or no confrontation.
Why do they have guns if violence is not the answer? Why did they bring tanks to Ferguson if violence is not the answer? Negropeans, stop telling us that we're burning our own communities down.
Because burning your own stuff never works. Because burning your own stuff never works. Because burning your own stuff never works.
Out of one side of your mouth, you saying we burning our own communities down. Out the other side of your mouth, you saying that we own less than 2% of businesses in the United States. You can't have it both ways. If we don't own the businesses that we're burning down, then it's not our businesses that we're burning down. So people, stop believing the hype. Stop falling for the okie doke. It's a bunch of BS. Violence to your enemy has always been the answer. So you can't rule out violence as an answer for you when you're seeking justice. This has been Daku, Akabo, Wakatu.